Day 16 Word of God Psalms 96-9. Oh, worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Tremble before him, all the earth. Psalm chapter 96 is a psalm of praise and worship, likely composed for use in public worship ceremonies during Israel's history. It is attributed to King David and reflects themes of God's kingship, his glory among the nations, and the call for all creation to worship him. Verse 9 specifically calls for reverent worship, emphasizing the awe-inspiring holiness of God and the universal call for all people to acknowledge and honor him. The phrase, "Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness," suggests that true worship involves approaching God with reverence and awe, recognizing his purity and majesty. It contrasts earthly splendor with the divine holiness, indicating that our worship should be characterized by inward purity and devotion. To worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness means to approach God with a heart purified by his grace and to offer him the honor and reverence due to his name. It calls believers to worship not only in outward form but also with a deep awareness of God's transcendent holiness. Trembling before him acknowledges his supreme authority and our humble dependence on him. In the Old Testament, the prophets Isaiah chapter 6 verse 1-5, and Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 28, experienced visions of God's holiness and responded with awe and humility. King Solomon's dedication of the temple, 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 10-11, and the Levitical worship practices, 1 Chronicles chapter 16 verse 29, emphasize the reverence and splendor of worship in Israel. In the New Testament, Jesus taught that true worshipers must worship the Father in spirit and in truth. John chapter 4 verse 23-24. The Apostle Paul exhorted believers to present their bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. Romans chapter 12 verse 1. The book of Revelation depicts heavenly worship scenes where all creatures join in glorifying God's holiness. Revelation chapter 4 verse 8-11. For believers today, Psalms 96-9 challenges us to approach worship with authenticity and reverence. It calls us to cultivate a lifestyle of holiness, recognizing God's purity and our need for his grace. True worship involves surrendering our hearts to God, allowing him to transform us from within and aligning our lives with his will. This verse encourages us to worship God not only in church gatherings but in every aspect of our lives, honoring him with our thoughts, words, and actions. God bless you and give you grace after grace.